Hey, how's it going? It's Ollie here. Now, I've had a load of requests from so many of you at my events, on Facebook, email, through every way of contacting me. I've had so many people asking me, Ollie, when's the private label training going to be released? Now, I'm very happy to announce that it's in the works, and within the next few weeks, this is actually going to be released. It's going to be available, and basically we're going to be launching at a special price, and the gate's going to be open for about a week. Okay, so what I wanted to do in this video is talk to you a little bit about the potential of what you can actually create with a private label business and what kind of heights you can take Amazon to. Now, I'm in beautiful Marbella here, hanging out in a wonderful villa with a load of friends, and as you know, I recently moved to Sweden, and my business is still running in the UK. In fact, I spent about half an hour just now communicating via WhatsApp with a supplier from China to get yet another shipment of a brand new private label, which I'm organising at the moment, getting that sent into my account. And my sales are all still happening. As I'm speaking now, sales are going through my account, and this is like the reality. This is kind of the level you can actually begin to take your Amazon business to, providing you know exactly how to run it all remotely, and you understand the core principles and core values which can actually ensure that you're turning a profit, of course, like with any business, and you just apply things. You go through the methods that I teach, and you apply them. So luckily, private labels, I know the concept might seem a little bit vague, or maybe you have quite a good idea of what it's all about, but I wanted to give you a quick overview. Basically, what a private label product is a product that's already been manufactured. Okay, so we're not designing it, we're not handing over prototypes or having to create blueprints or anything like that. The product's already been designed. So it's sitting in a factory in China or India, or wherever you want to import it from. China is the most common place. And it's sitting in a factory there with no label on it. Okay, they call it private label or white label products. What we're doing is we're creating our own brand or our own label, and we're imprinting it on the product. Okay, so you can do this in any way, shape or form you like. Okay, it can just be a sticker on the side of the product, it can be a logo sewn in if it's a material product, or it could just be packaging that has your logo on it. Okay, so you're customizing the product in some kind of way, making it your own, and then importing a big shipment of these products to sell on Amazon. Now, we're going to be selling using Fulfillment by Amazon, or FBA, okay, which is really exciting, because what this means is instead of fulfilling every single order yourself every single time it sells, you're sending stuff into Amazon's warehouse. Okay, and they're going to be fulfilling it for you, doing all the customer service, and this is how I'm able to be here while sales are still being generated back in the UK, and also in the USA, which is another thing that we're going to be talking about and covering in the upcoming training. So that's the overall process. Okay, basically you're launching products, creating products without actually having to design them. They've already been manufactured, and you're just putting your own label on them, maybe editing them a little bit, changing the color, making them look a bit better, little modifications, importing them over to the UK and selling them on Amazon. Now, I've got a way of simplifying this process to make sure that you only focus on the parts that are actually going to make you money, and you get as high a success rate as you possibly can. So I wanted to run through with you a little bit about how I like to teach this. Some people tend to overcomplicate private labels, and I think you can go very, very deep and very, very in detail with the whole process, and there's so many new techniques you can use to help market your products, to create websites off of Amazon and actually get your products selling on different fulfillment chains. And you can go into all of that stuff, but me, the way I get results with all of my courses, with all of my students, I get, while I've got such a high percentage of students who actually do get results on my courses, I focus on the core values first, eliminating all the unnecessary details, and then we can work on them later. So here's what they are. Okay, my process for launching your first ever private label product And this is the same for whenever you launch them, so it's rinse and repeat. But for your first ever one, I use a method I devised called the AVI method, okay? A stands for analyze, V for validate, and I for invest. So let me just take you through quickly how this works, and you'll realize really just how simple it is and how unnecessary it is to overcomplicate it in the beginning. Because what we want to do is get products selling through your account as quickly as we possibly can, right? We don't want them, we don't want you to get bogged down with loads of details and have to go into creating external websites and doing things that you just don't need to do if it's just going to take up your time. We want to get you up and running as soon as physically possible, right? So this is the 20% of actions you can take that will get you that 80% results, and anything else that you want to add on later down the road, you can. So first of all, you want to learn how to analyze, okay? So what does this mean? This means you're having a look at the marketplace, you're having a look on Amazon, and you're trying to seek out gaps. There's always gaps in any marketplace, okay? There's always going to be gaps where something is missing, right? Now there's loads of things that could be missing in a marketplace. There could be something that a lot of customers are complaining about a certain product. You could fulfill that need by creating a product which solves those customers' problem, right? So let's say there's, I don't know, a certain toy always breaks, customers complaining on all the products that are available in the toy category, a particular product, customers are complaining, negative reviews saying it breaks really quickly. You could come out with a more sturdy version of the product, right? So that's an example of a gap in a marketplace. Now, we're not just going to find a gap, we're not just going to find a place to add extra value. Also, we want to go a little bit deeper and figure out how much competition there is and what the kind of sales volumes are looking like within that certain area of the marketplace, within the certain niche that we're analysing, okay? So what we do, what I teach you to do, is go really detailed into the tools Amazon gives you, the analytics that Amazon provides you with, and we go through exactly how to use them really effectively to figure out what kind of sales volumes similar sellers with similar products are creating. Okay, so from using that data, that hard data of other products that are kind of selling at the moment, you can kind of make an estimate as to what you have the potential to create sales with your product if you were to create one and add it to the marketplace. Okay, so this is how we analyze products. We look for gaps and we look at how the market is right now, and then we go a little bit deeper, even more deeper, right? We've figured out sales volume, we've figured out gaps. We also look at what's the level of competition, okay? Because you want to be selling a product where there's a demand, and if there's a demand, that means sellers will be selling it, right? But we don't want it to be too crazy. We don't want to have a budget of £10,000 to be able to compete. So we want to find a place where basically whatever budget you have, you can come in, slot in with your product. Say you have £3,000 budget, well, we'll find a niche where it's okay for you to spend that much on a bulk order of stock and still be able to price competitively. Okay, so that's how we analyze a marketplace. We have a look at real great detail using the tools that we have at our disposal. We'll make a good educated guess at a product to import. Now, a lot of people actually skip the next step, and this is probably the most important stage in the whole process. Okay, so we've done our analysis, we've done our A, next is V, validate. So what does that mean? Now, it would be insane just to go on theory and just to go on what the data says, purely when we're making our buying decision. Okay, if you want to spend £3,000 on stock and negotiate a great deal with a supplier in China, import things, the best idea is to actually know that you're going to be making a good return on your investment. Like with any other investment you make in any business, you want to know how your return is going to look, okay? So in e-commerce, one of the best ways to actually do this is to start small. Maybe you start off by spending £100 on an item that's either the same as you want to import or similar, selling them on your account and actually getting hard data that you can't argue with to see whether they actually sell or not, right? If you can sell £100 worth of stock in a couple of weeks, you can sell £3,000 worth of stock or £5,000 worth of stock in a couple of months. Okay, so validation is the single most important step of this entire process, because if you skip this step and jump straight onto investing, okay, you just analyze, then you invest, you're taking a much bigger risk. Okay, so that's how I differentiate myself from a lot of other people that teach private labels out there. We make sure you feel 100% confident in any money that you invest in stock, because you've tested small and you've validated it and seen sales, right? If customers buy your products, that's undeniable evidence that there's demand for what you're selling, and that really you should take it to the next level and import more. Once we've done that, we can move on to I, which is invest. Okay, we've analyzed, validated. Next step is we move on to invest, and basically that's pretty simple. We negotiate with a supplier a big shipment of stock, do any modifications we want, add your logo, whatever it is, and then we launch on Amazon's platform. Okay, so that can mean creating a really good solid optimized listing, doing lots of really simple but effective marketing techniques to get your product to page 1 of Amazon, where all the eyeballs are. Remember, money follows eyeballs. Okay, so if you can get your product in front of customers' eyes, in front of the thousands and thousands of eyes, thousands of traffic that Amazon is sending to their platform, if you can get your product in front of all that, then you're going to inevitably make sales. So we go through exactly how you can get to that stage. So that's the process, AVI, that's basically how it all works. And here's the thing, so many individual sellers are actually starting to really have incredible success with Amazon. You don't need the biggest budget to actually win. Especially in the UK market, is actually very untapped, and that's what's just so exciting about this opportunity. And if you're unsure about whether, you know, sort of the average Joe can make money with private labels on Amazon, I really invite you to just have a look around on the marketplace, have a look at some products where, you know, big name brands haven't actually taken over. There's room for individual sellers, i.e. the competition level is a bit lower. This is where we're going to be chiming in, you know, aiming for say 10, 20 sales a day. And you will see examples of private label products selling regularly. Okay, it's undeniable proof that if they can do it with their budget, then you can do it too. Not to mention the fact that the e-commerce industry is already doing $1.5 trillion a year and is growing around 14% year on year. It's absolutely unbelievable, and it's probably the most accessible place to be if you want to enter an industry where there's serious amounts of revenue. It's seriously lucrative, but it doesn't take too much of an entry point to actually begin. Okay, it's not like doing you know, high-level property deals or anything like that, or stocks and shares where the risk is just so vast and the skill set is so high and takes so long to learn. Private labels, you just apply these three very simple processes: analyze, validate, invest. You'll have something in the Amazon warehouse, it will be selling, and then what you do is you go in and you tweak, and you spend time tweaking, and then when you're ready you launch another private label product, and before you know it, you start off with one product that's making you a certain amount each month. Why not launch 10 products over the next year? Rinse, repeat, and scale. So, getting the skill set down is all you need really to make this happen, okay? So, one of the fundamental parts of it will be analysis. So in the next video, what I'm going to be talking to you all about is exactly how you begin to analyze your products, okay? How do you seek out the hot sellers? How do you know if they're going to be a good level of competition for you to slot yourself in? Now, this business model works pretty much whatever level you want it to work at. If you've got a huge budget and you want to be competing with the big boys who are doing, you know, 100 sales a day, then there's ways to find products which fit your budget. If you want to go in big, you've got a big marketing budget, you really want to hit this hard, get your products everywhere moving fast, there's a way to enter at that point. However, if you only have, say, £3,000 or £4,000, you want a little bit less fierce competition. You want to be able to compete with that kind of budget. There's products where you can slot yourself in there as well. So in the next video, we're going to be talking to you all about exactly how you can analyze the marketplace, look for products that are going to slot in really well, gaps in the marketplace, decent levels of competition where there's still volume, okay? Sales are being made, so you can just add your version of the product with extra value and begin your private label journey. So it's been awesome talking to you. I absolutely am so grateful to be able to be here, and I really want to share this experience and my knowledge and everything with you guys. So cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.